Hi guys, it's Mary. So today I decided to do the Stranger Things book tag. I'm so excited about this tag because I love the show Stranger Things. It is so amazing. I was so sad it was only 8 episodes. I can't wait for season 2. And if you don't know what Stranger Things is or haven't seen it, go check it out because it is kind of amazing and you will binge watch it. I am not joking. You will binge watch it in one day. It's only 8 episodes. So, let's get started. Epic intro. The opening sequence of Stranger Things is amazing and really grabs your attention. Name a book that grabbed your attention from the first page. So, Twilight is the answer for that. And I would have to say, even before the first page just kind of grabbed my attention because there was so much hype about it when it first came out. That I just kind of wanted to read it so bad. And then once I started reading it, I was kind of amazed at the hype about it. But because at first I thought, oh, what's so special? But then the second time I read it through, I was like, oh yeah, this is why everybody's crazy about it. But the first time it did catch my attention, I wouldn't get off the couch until I finished this book. And I still think to this day, this book is amazing. I love it. I will keep loving this series forever and ever. And whenever I pick up a Twilight book, I feel great. Number 2, Dungeons and Dragons. Name a fantasy world you would like to experience yourself. And really, I don't think this needs any explanation. No explanation needed. 3, Squad Goals. When 11 met Mike, Dustin, and Lucas, it was a mostly perfect team. Name your favorite bookish group of friends. And I think that would have to be the trio from Percy Jackson and the Olympians, Annabeth, Grover, and Percy. I think what makes this group of friends so special is that it came from a time of need. And I think what's so pure about Grover and Percy's friendship is the fact that Grover was protecting Percy and being Percy's friend and not pretending even before Percy knew what was going on. And then, Annabeth comes along and she's all smart and she's like witty and funny. And I just love her so much. And I think that while the addition of the 4 from the Heroes of Olympus series was a good addition to the group, I will always love this trio of friends more than any other trio of friends besides Harry, Ron, and Hermione. 4, ABCs and Christmas Lights. Joyce Byers goes mad with grief after Will goes missing. Name your favorite mentally unhinged character. So I don't really read books with mentally unhinged characters. That's just not my thing. But when I started looking at my bookshelf and thinking about it, I came to the conclusion of Dorothy from Dorothy Must Die. And I find this one interesting because Dorothy is good in The Wizard of Oz. But then through all these things, when she comes back, when she discovers Oz again, she starts rolling, and before Dorothy Must Die, she goes crazy. She's like determined herself the queen of Oz, and I just find her character so interesting because it's so different from Wizard of Oz. There's just this whole different kind of like dynamic, and I really love that about this character. Okay, 5, The Upside Down. Name a book that was the opposite of what you expected. And this one I would have to say was Looking for Alaska, and I don't know what it was about this book. Maybe the writing wasn't that good, maybe it's just the fact that it was so hyped up and it was or it was lacking in plot in some parts. But I did not like Looking for Alaska. I really enjoyed most of John Green's other books, especially Fault in Our Stars. But Looking for Alaska, I had high expectations of because a lot of people said that was their favorite John Green book, and I was a little bit surprised at that. Maybe it's because his writing at the beginning wasn't as great as I thought that it was in The Fault in Our Stars, but something about it was lacking for me. Of course, there was that like sob factor, but also there was that high expectations and high hopes, and how much I loved his I loved The Fault in Our Stars, and Looking for Alaska was only the second book, but I just loved that kind of feel of every other book he wrote besides Looking for Alaska. Now for 6, which is Mad Scientist, this was kind of a tie. It is Dr. Brenner likes to get freaky with humanity. Name the freakiest dystopian government you can think of. And this is kind of a tie between Hunger Games and Divergent. Because on one hand, you have killing, kids killing each other for fun and entertainment. But on the other hand, you have kids determining what they want to do at, 16? Through a series of tests, though you don't even have to, like, figure out what that test is. Like, you don't even have to go with that faction. But I just think the way these two governments are run are just crazy. I think the people at the head are crazy. I don't even want to think of a world in which one or the other of these dystopian worlds in any way exist. 7. Demogorgon. Name a scary bookish creature that you would not want to come through your walls. For this, I picked the Hollows from Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, and they eat the souls of peculiars. They're after the souls of peculiars. I would not want to live in a world with these. I would like to be peculiar, but I would not want to be in a world where they just kind of are after you because of what you are and want to eat you because of what you are. Even when I started this book and Jacob was talking about how he would see some like peculiars and some little kind of crazy things before he was even on the island, I would have to sleep with the lights on because I was creeped out by this book, but that maybe also because I was reading at 11 o'clock at night. Yeah, when you're reading a book labeled as horror and you are scared out of your mind at every little thing, don't read a book at 11 o'clock at night. That is creepy and crazy and does not go well. And then for 8, cliffhanger ending. Name a book that left you wanting more. And I could have picked Mark of Athena by Rick Riordan again for this one, but I decided to go with A Court of Mist and Fury because while Rick Riordan did have that very, very frustrating ending at the end of that book, I feel like A Court of Mist and Fury was just one of those books that you just needed the next one immediately. Like, you got through A Court of Thorns and Roses and you were like, okay, yeah. And then A Court of Mist and Fury just changed your whole mind on all of these different characters. Like, you liked characters you hated before, you hated characters you liked before. It just kind of changed everything within those few hundred pages. And that's kind of what I loved about that book. And I just want the third one in my hands now. I wanted it in my hands the day I finished A Court of Mist and Fury. So that was the Stranger Things book tag. Go and do this tag yourself. Go watch the show. And I will see you guys with another video soon. Bye!